I think the truth is every Christian wants to make a difference in the world. The problem is sometimes we don't know how or the practicalities of that. And so the benefit of Compassion sponsorship for children and church partnership is that it enables a way, a how, gives a practicality to how people can actually make a difference in the world.
Compassion Sunday takes what can kind of be this huge issue of how do you help people in poverty around the world, and it makes it personal and accessible. I think it provides a viable entry point for all church members to engage tangibly in mission.
Sometimes the negatives, the critiques, people will say, oh, you're just ticking doctrinal, boxes, all that kind of stuff. But actually, this is not about ticking doctrinal boxes. It represents the heartbeat of God, holiness, righteousness, justice.
Compassion offered everybody an opportunity to make a difference, and no matter how small. And I always say that, you never know what one of those kids is going to become in future. It's been an opportunity for our congregation to express practically what we've been taught and what we've learned.
I think church has got to kind of find your own way of how you're going to handle Compassion Sunday, how you can do the presentation. For some people it might work just to give it 10 minutes in the middle of the service. That could work really well. I think as we've gone on, we've more and more felt we want to give this a really significant message and not get lost under all the other things that happen in a church service. So we kind of set aside the day, that's a Compassion Sunday.
For those that maybe aren't experienced in running an event, the leadership guide is really step-by-step practical way for those that have never run a Compassion Sunday to just do it very easily.
The resources from Compassion are excellent, and they give pastors the option, pastors who want to devote the whole service to that theme, or pastors who just want to devote maybe 10-15 minutes there, and you can come in at either end of the spectrum.
The way I would approach a Sunday with Compassion would be definitely to preach onto God's heart for the poor. Once we've laid it out as a key priority for us as Christians, then making the ask for child sponsorship as a possible response to that, it's actually relatively easy. It's a privilege to do.
I think it is really important that the leader of the church and the leadership team are 100% on board and all speaking the same language. For us, it started with us, and then it filters down and people start to catch it and then carry that vision. That doesn't mean I do all the work. We have a girl in our church who is our global missions coordinator, and she heads up a lot of the admin, so she would liaise with the Compassion office. She'll organise the balloons, the children's folders to come.
There's lots of people in our church who are passionate about it, and that's great, but I've never wanted it to be seen as something on the side of what we do as church life. I want us to own it. I want us to endorse it. I want people to know that we as a church are doing this. It's part of who we are.
You can have a huge influence as a leader, I think, if you're prepared to say a bit about it or to preach a bit as part of that day, and you'll probably see God using that and more children get sponsored that way.
I've had several people in the church thank me for introducing them to the sponsorship scheme, just saying what a difference it's made to them. I think they feel a real genuine ownership and are pleased to be able to make a genuine difference to people.
We've seen people here being kind of transformed by taking on a child and sponsoring someone. I think people are discovering actually the joy of giving, that they really enjoy being able to give away some money and see where it's going and make a difference through that.
It allowed our people to get involved and to do something, and the feedback we've had from people who have sponsored kids, a lot of them, if not everybody, has said their lives have been enriched by it. And so it definitely has changed our congregation for the better, I believe.
If you're a church leader and you're asking, how can I engage my people in mission? I'd really urge you to consider Compassion Sunday. Compassion Sunday is a brilliant way to kickstart people into mission, to involve them in thinking about the poor, something that is on God's heart.
It's not just leaving people with a sense of guilt about the poor, it's saying this is the situation and here's what you can actively do. And the best thing of all is seeing people respond to that. That you've talked about it, you've laid the opportunity, and then they actually get up and do something. They're filling in a form, they're sponsoring a child, and you think, yeah, that's great, we've made a difference to that person's life. And that's fantastic, that feels really good.
The thing is, once people start, they will tell someone else, they'll take on more kids, and it just grows. And so I think just start, just do it. Just have a Compassion Sunday.
On behalf of that person that's sitting in your congregation that hasn't really ignited to the purpose of God or the mission heart of God yet, please do it. I guarantee you this will not just transform your life or transform your church's life, but it will transform a child's life in Jesus' name.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here for children in poverty.
This Compassion Sunday.